first episode of Ozone TV, a new thing that we're going to be trying here at Outdoor Zone Africa for this year. We are going to try and bring you as much as what we do and we get up to over the country in terms of outdoor adventure across the year, and try and put it onto this channel for you to enjoy and to watch, to comment, to share, to subscribe, to do whatever you want to do. So this channel is all aimed at outdoors. The Ozone company is a collaboration between myself and Jacques Marais, the So we'll definitely have some of these great visuals on this channel as well, and we'll bring to you mountain biking, trail running, hiking, mountains just in general, the ocean, surfing, supping, kayaking, whatever we get up to and we do, we will share with you on this channel. We even will share some interesting characters, and trust me, there are some real interesting people we meet in our travels. So yeah, we're going to be sharing that with you. We're also going to be doing gear that we get and that we use and test and focus on, so that all will be on this channel. And our very first episode is one that I played with over December a bit. It's not a glamorous destination, it's right here at my home, and we are doing, it was shot in my garage, so I know there's a bit of a stigma around garage shooting, but yeah, we're gonna be shooting. I shot the bulk of it in my garage, setting up my brand new Vipa Ultra from Momsen Bikes that they sent to me just before Christmas, and putting in a very important element to the bike, my Squirt SEAL, into the tires. Yeah, it's actually the first time I ever done a tubeless thing on my own, so it's always been going to Ride Life, Martin and them at the local bike shop, but I'm doing it myself this time, and yeah, so there's a few errors, but check it out. And yeah, the garage is there for a reason, and it's where everything happens. It's all my adventures start from there. It's where I pack and get ready. All my gear is packed in that space, and that's where I started to shoot the first episode. And then I take you through to some riding in Witfontein, in the OzoneTV Nature Reserve, and also going for a little bikepacking trip with my Vipa Ultra setup. So there's a bit of a few visuals that I'll share on that as well. But going forward, we're going to try and bring you as much as variety as we can on this channel in terms of outdoor adventure. So stay tuned, subscribe to the channel, and share. Cheers guys, enjoy the first episode. So yeah, let's get right into this first episode. I received, many of you might know, my Ultra got stolen on a recce mission, scouting for some new routes for an event that we're planning, and my Ultra got stolen, and I'm very fortunate to have had insurance on it, and the guys from Momsen Bikes has just sent me a new Vipa Ultra just in time for Christmas, so I'm like a little boy getting a new bike. So I'm being a bit brave here. I've literally received the box earlier today, didn't have time to have a look at it, just took it out of the Isuzu now, put it down in front of the camera, and I'm gonna try and unbox, assemble. I think they pre-assembled most of it for me, fortunately, and then the big thing I'm going to be doing is going to put in some Squirt SEAL into my wheels to make them tubeless, because that's one thing that normally doesn't happen when a bike gets sent from the factory to you, is they're not tubeless. quickly is I'm going to pick it up onto the table here and hold it like that. Yeah, by the way, it's December, it's hot in my garage, there's no ventilation. So, cheers, darling brew. Okay, so hopefully the camera is picking up my face and I'm not out of focus at the moment. We'll see. So what I have is a full GX setup, SRAM GX 1x12 drivetrain, which is great. A really cool little drivetrain. I've got a Fox Float 100mm travel in the rear, and then I've got a RockShox Reba fork on the front. Obviously the Ultra frame with its internal little storage bag here, which is absolutely great for the adventure racing sort of stuff I'm doing. And then here we've got another storage spot to put all those necessary internal storage spot places, like tools like my bombs and tools. Wheels is a Momsen wheel set, and then Maxxis Icon tires. But what really is striking about this bike is the little details. It's like that stem I was talking about, the little seat clamp post. It's got the decals on it, the prints. It's really, the finishing on this bike is something to be really proud of. The rocker they've redone on the Ultra, so now you've got this little carbon rocker setup. I can take 3 bottles, so 2 750 frames, bottles into a medium frame, another one at the bottom. Protection on, yeah, pretty rad bike. While ago, great reviews at the moment, but I haven't tested it yet or used it yet, so I'm going to be using it and give you a bit of feedback at a later stage as well as to how it's been going. But I think it seems to be great. You've got, which is quite interesting, is an extra item, is the bead block that they add to their sealant, which covers up to 6mm holes, which is, sorry, I'm just moving the Ultra a bit here, which is quite impressive. So we'll see how that works. The directions, everything is on the back. It's really quite easy. Well, we'll see how easy it is, and the amount of what you need and so on. So I'm going to use the big bottle because these are brand new tires, they haven't been ridden yet. Wheels as well, so I'm going to be setting that up as a brand new setup and use my big bottle. But which is quite nice is they've got these smaller bottles that you can use for top up, and this is, I think it's 150 mils, and for a typical 29er mountain bike wheel you only need 120 mils to fill it up from scratch, so you've got more than enough. And for top up on the road or traveling, this is very nifty. And you got you get a little pipe with it that you can just use to do it through the valve. You don't have to de-seed the tire every time. Okay, so like I said, I just received this bike. I haven't done much prepping for this video, as it's a crazy time of the year. So what I've got is, I'm pretty sure the wheels have just got tubes in. I'm hoping that my friends at Momsen Bikes have given me rim tape already, which I'm pretty sure they've done. They've set up this bike so nicely already. So yeah, got a tube in here. So got a spare tube now to use going forward, as a spare to carry along with me while out riding. Alright, so the golden question is, do we have rim tape? Aha! So we've got rim tape, and I did have the vision of stopping over at Ride Life, our local bike shop here in George, just a bit earlier, and getting tubeless valves. So that's obviously the only other element you need for doing this job. So got a little tubeless valve that'll pop in quickly. So I'm going to be brave with this. I do have a compressor in the vehicle, in the Isuzu, that I mostly use for vehicle issues and flat wheels, but I'm going to try and do this with a normal foot pump, and we'll see how that works out for me. Right, so I've got the tubeless valve in here now. Very fortunate to have the rim tape on already. Okay, got to pull that valve bracket tight so that it seals properly into that tape there. Let's put that lid out there. I'm just doing it by hand at the moment. It's probably advisable to just use a small pliers, but the main thing, I've seen it many times, is guys pull this way too tight, and then they pull this, I actually was on a race where a mechanic did it for somebody, and they pulled that so tight that it pulled the whole thing right through with the pliers. So yeah, also just be careful of doing that. You don't want to overcompensate with as soon as you use tools. So right, okay, so we need to use 120 mils for a 29er tire, and what's quite nice is actually they've on the side of the seal bottle, they've indicated the amount of sealant that is per. They've got there's a little indicator there. I don't know if I'm bringing that right into the camera, if you can actually see that little scale there, but there's a great little scale that shows you, because as I picked this up now, as I said, I didn't do much prepping. I realized, shit, how am I going to measure? I didn't bring a measuring cup here to measure that I put it the right amount in. But Squirt, thanks guys, you thought ahead of this. So I've got 250 ml to the top of the bottle, and then 125 ml increments. That's just absolutely perfect. Something that Squirt also says on their packaging there is that it normally takes a couple of, with new tires tend to absorb a bit more, so you need to check it again and top it up at a later stage again. Great. So that is actually very cool to know that we've got that. Right, so just turn the bottle to the scale. Check my at least I've got some good light here. Okay, that should do the job. And then I have to add the bead block. So once again, let's hope the camera picks this up. There we go, that's the bead block particles. So also, once again, they've made it super easy. You need to add a lid of the container. So I'm just gonna move this here. I'm just scared the camera is not picking me up. So the little lid that comes with your bead block container is all you need to fill up. Per wheel. Goes in there. And this, so obviously the name says it all, bead block particles. And that is actually the thing that gets you to seal a hole up to 6 millimeters. I mean, come on guys, it's just amazing. So I'm very interested to see how all of that works. So there's a bit of a warning here now. This might get messy. I haven't actually done a tubeless setup where it doesn't get messy. And just for reference, I'm not a mechanic. I'm not used to doing this all the time. I'm no professional, and probably the reason why I'm doing it and not the professionals is to show that it is quite dummy proof and that you can actually do it. So okay, my pump. Alright, so I'm gonna go to the floor now and not try and pump it up right here on the table. It's just not gonna work. It is a foot pump in the end. I did say it's December. We're in my garage with no ventilation, but I don't know if you guys heard the popping sound. It was very soft. I was hoping it would be a bit louder than that, but we've got a wheel with my Squirt SEAL in and bead block particles. It's rock hard. I'm pretty impressed with myself being able to pull that off in front of the camera. I've spilt a bit of sealant here on my workbench, but I've got a hard wheel without a COT cartridge, without a compressor, and it's seated. So yeah, cool. Guys, just a few notes on this. If you're going to use this and you're not as lucky as me, and trust me, sometimes I do think it's all down to luck. It's not really actually the sets of things that you use. But if you're not as lucky as me to get it pumped up with a normal foot pump, then just use a CO2 cartridge, no problem, bomb it. The only thing that you need to keep in mind is that the CO2 cartridge, you all would know from using it before, it's really cold, so it's cold air that you're pumping into the tire. So when you do that, don't have the valve, I'll show you here, don't have the valve at the bottom so that all the sealant is at the bottom, and then try and bomb it. Turn it around to the top so that your sealant goes in, lays there, and then bomb it. Because doing it the other way around, when it's at the bottom, that cold air might react with your sealant, and you will have a huge issue with flat tires going forward. So just make sure you don't inflate with the CO2 cartridge while the valve is at the bottom. So I'm out of breath from that pump, but I've got my bike semi set up. I must say, I think I'll probably spend 5 more minutes, but it's going to be pretty boring for you. And then tomorrow morning we're going to hit some trails.
I came from the mud, there's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree, there's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. Try to catch me howling at the moon. Try to catch me howling at the moon.
Yep, the compulsory push. Uphill. Proper uphill, might I add. But pretty remote. Pretty cool.
Water's up to my chin. Won't stop fighting to the very end. Many men try to reach it. Many men have failed. Well, if you wanna get to heaven, you gotta raise a little hell. And I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon.
Welcome to my campsite, guys. Pretty rad spot to be camping. Check it out. Those views, mountains, pretty decent.
Hope you find me. I'll be back home soon. When the sun rises.